everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. This has been an interesting challenge to try and get this video out today. Um, this is like really about my third or fourth start on this video, and it's been interesting trying to get this done because I had some challenges. I like to do these readings first thing when I get up in the morning, because it, like, when I first wake up and get up and start my day, like right when I come out of that dream state before I really get out of bed, that's usually when I get the most insight and messages that come to me that help me really get things that want to come through that are external to me, that are not my stuff. The messages that want to come through. And so I got up this morning and things have just been a little challenging, to say the least. Like I said, I've started this video a few times now, and for various different reasons. I've had to, if you can tell, I'm kind of in a different setting, a little bit different, seated in a different place. And so my table is in a kind of a weird spot for me, but I had to move it because the time of day it is, the sun was shining through and it was making a weird pattern on my face in the video. And then I've had just different challenges where my little cat here, he knocked a cord out, and so we've had an interesting morning. And this is one of the things that actually kind of fits in with the message that I think is important for this week, and we'll see if it comes out in the cards. And I probably should, for those of you that haven't watched my stuff before, this is tarot, not tarot. So I know that probably seems really crazy, but it's a little bit different. I do what I call soul weather, which is essentially trying to set a mood, a tone, a theme for each day of the week, and then I do one for like a general feeling for the weekend on the weekend forecast. So we have the soul weather weekly forecasts, which are going through the week, day by day, starting at Sunday and going through Saturday for the upcoming week. And then I do one later in the week going into the weekend to kind of see, is the same messages coming through going into the weekend? Has something changed? What's our feeling, mood? And I hand drew some, emoji cards, and I use those as kind of to set an overall mood. And then I have hand drawn cards that I created that help me, kind of almost similar to tarot, kind of help me pick up on what the message is, or the theme for the day, the thoughts for the day. And then I also do, before I get on here and do these videos, I pull some cards from tarot cards and oracle cards to also help me. So I get those messages first thing when I wake up, and then I'll pull some cards and see, based on what I got before I get out of bed, and then what I'm getting from the oracle cards, that kind of helps me share, the messages that come through for the highest good for whoever may watch these videos. And understand these videos are completely timeless. When you find them and see them, there's probably something in them for you. And the reason I say that is because I put a lot of messages just come through naturally in these, and it varies from week to week, whatever comes up and comes through. So time is cyclical, and there is So you may be in a different place at a different time than other people, um, with emotions, your energy, your emotions, where you feel, or what what's going on in your life. So what you can do, like when you find this video, there might be something where you are in your journey, your path right now, that might help you in that moment, in that situation. So time's fluid. You don't want to really, stick to the fact that, oh, this was for this week, because you may not be in that energy this week, and that's okay, because we're all in different places. So do understand that. So one of the things that was a big message that came through this morning for me, and it's very, very fitting for the fact that, literally most of us are understanding that, we can't, the planets do what they do. This is for the time I release this video right now, this is Mercury retrograde. So this message really is fitting, I feel, for the themes that usually come along with Mercury retrograde. And what the message I got is that it's really important to take the time, from now, every once in a while, and especially right now, take the time to look at a situation, an event in your life, and whatever that situation may be. Okay, so say like right now, you're struggling with something, you're feeling a lot of anxiety or stress or whatever, and you're maybe trying to pinpoint what's causing that stress or anxiety for you. The easiest way to really figure that out sometimes is to take particular situations that are going on in your life or events, and these can be big theme events like COVID, and just sit there and think on that situation, and while you're sitting and thinking about that situation, concentrating on it, think about how that makes you feel mentally, physically, and emotionally. What do you feel about that when you think about that person, that situation, that event, whatever it is in your life that you're trying to focus on? What does that make you feel? Where are you feeling those things in your body? How are you feeling emotionally, mentally? What's coming up mentally? How is it making you feel? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel angry? Do you feel okay, peaceful? Is it bringing up any discomfort in your body? Because this is one of the important aspects of a couple things, on learning how to change things in your life to improve your life and to improve your health. Because we literally, everything that we think, how we perceive things, how we think about things, how we feel about things, what we say to ourselves, what we say to others, what we say to ourselves, it all has an impact and an imprint on who we are as a person and how the world around us is going to interact with us. So say there's a person in your life, whether it be a friend or a coworker, that everything goes right for them. And you're struggling right now where it seems like everything is going wrong for you. And you don't understand why. How is it that this person everything is happy, they seem to be lucky, they seem to be successful, everything is going right for them. But here I am struggling, and I don't know why. I don't know why everything is going wrong for me. Why am I not able to be, why can't I be more like them? And a lot of part of this, and I'm not going to say all of it, at least part of this comes from, there's probably something that you're telling yourself, your self-talk, that you've incorporated into your being of who you are, that is bringing about things happening in your life the way that they're happening. Because, as I said, anything that you say or think or feel, that becomes imprinted on you and becomes part of your being. You start believing it in your soul, in your cells. You believe that, and it becomes who you are. And then you attract. That's kind of, we've all heard law of attraction. We start attracting those things into our lives unconsciously, subconsciously, because the universe, depending on how you view things, whether you're spiritual or not, everything really comes down to energy, and it's the energetic vibration that you're vibrating on. So if you say, for instance, tell yourself, like, every time you do something and it doesn't go your way, you think to yourself, or you say to yourself, oh God, I was so stupid. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I was stupid. Why did I do that? It was so stupid. So every time you do that to yourself, every time you tell yourself those kind of things, think about how much you say certain things over and over to yourself, just in the moment, just in a situation like that where something doesn't go your way, and you give yourself that negative self-talk of, I was so stupid. Why did I do that? And I'm saying this because I personally have done this in my life, on many occasions. And I realized that this was something that I was doing to myself. And because I was saying this, like I said, every time something would happen, a situation, I would say that to myself. I'm so stupid. Why am I doing this? Why did I do that? Why, but then I started believing, of course, because I would tell myself that over and over again. I started believing that, even though, like, I didn't, like, in my mind, I didn't think I was stupid, but subconsciously, that's what was being imprinted into my being. So anytime a situation would happen to me, it would present me with situations that would enforce and reinforce that belief that I'm stupid, And so every interaction in my life the universe, I was attracting things into my life that would reinforce that thought for me. And that's powerful. If you really sit and take the time to think about what you tell yourself, what you say to yourself, the insecurities that you have, like, if you don't believe that you're attractive, when you tell yourself, or you tell yourself, oh, I'm so ugly, you're making yourself believe that. So when you look in the mirror and you see yourself in the mirror, that's what's going to be reflected back, because that's internally what you've told yourself, and that's what you believe. So regardless, somebody else could think you're the most beautiful person in the world, and you are the most beautiful person in the world, but you don't believe it because you've told yourself something else. You've told yourself a different story, a different narrative. So the message that I got, the really important message that I want to hone, like I said, that came through, is this message of really taking the time to look at different things in your life. And it only takes a few moments of just sitting and thinking on a topic, a situation, an event, a person, and seeing how that makes you feel. Because if you feel something, say, a situation's happening, and you sit there and think about that situation by itself and realize that, oh my gosh, it's making me uptight in my stomach. Yeah, well, that's probably why you're having digestion issues. That's probably, what's causing the physical ailments in your life right now. Because every time you have to deal with that situation, or that, whatever that is, every time you think about it, it's bringing that and manifesting in your life in a certain way based on how you think about it, perceive it, and feel about it. So if you want to change the way you feel in your body and in your mind, and you want things to happen a different way in your life, then you have to, take that moment to think about the situation or event and think of, okay, what can I tell myself differently about this? How can I perceive it differently? What perception, what's the narrative I'm telling myself about this situation, and how can I look at it differently? How can I see it differently, look at it differently, so that I get a different feeling, a different result, a different outcome? I could have easily gotten really frustrated this morning with all the difficulties I've had trying to get this video out this morning, but I didn't let that impact me. I didn't let that set me back. I didn't let that frustrate me. I just rolled with it. And this is not something that's come easy in my life, let me tell you. I did not used to be this way. I used to get, when things happened, I would just blow up, and I would, to say the least, it would ruin my day. When I would give up, either give up, I would say just screw it, I give up, or I would just get so frustrated, it would just, things would not go well, to say the least. But I've learned over time, because I've done that work, to sit with things like that and realize, like, if this is happening, there's a reason it's probably happening, and why is it happening, and how do I want to, I have the opportunity to change the outcome based on how I want it. Yeah, like I said, I could make all this be frustrating for me, or all these challenges that came up today with lighting and different things, I could feel sorry for myself, or I could get angry, or I could give up. There's all kinds of things, choices I could make in that moment, but I chose to say, okay, what's the solution? How am I going to fix it? Okay, this is happening. I can't control what's happening, but I can control how I am going to react to it. I can choose how I want to think. I can choose how I want to feel. And so I chose to shrug it off and say, it is what it is. I'll just fix the problem, which is why you're sitting, you're seeing me sitting in a different chair, a different place than I normally like doing these videos. And it is a little awkward because the table's a little bit, it's higher. So I have to reach up, it's further away, but it's still like, I'm like, I can do this. It's okay. It'll work. So I know this is an extremely long intro, but I felt that was a message that I wanted to get through, because that's what came through and I felt was really important, that needed to be talked about and discussed today. And I might do a more fuller video on this, actually, because it seems like it might be really important to talk about. So let's try and start getting into the week now that we're about 20 minutes in. I'm definitely, I get on a roll. When I start talking about things, that I can lose track of time very easily. So I feel that there has been some frustration. I think that people right now are trying to get away from things that have been difficult for them recently. I think that there's been a lot of people right now in the collective, in general that have been feeling sitting in some kind of challenging situation for them that has been causing them a lot of overthinking, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. That's what I was picking up on. Like something that's difficult in your life, a situation that's difficult in your life that's been challenging, that's been bringing you a lot of stress, a lot of, like you've just been turning it over and over in your head. I feel like right now people are starting to get away from that. They're starting to find solutions and find creative solutions to those situations and how they can change it, which is why I think the message in this intro was important, because that's what I'm really feeling, that people, if you're in the place where you're still struggling with something, then you need to know that you do have the power to change that. And it's really all about your perception, what you're saying and thinking and feeling about that situation. And figure, once you see how you're reacting to it or what you're telling yourself in that situation, you can try and look at it from a different perspective, or a different way of thinking that might produce a different outcome for you in that situation. And that's what I feel is we'll see it in the cards, but that's what I really felt was an important message. So without further ado, let's get into this week. Starting with Sunday, let's start with Sunday, and which is today. And like I said, I feel like people in general, most people are really overcoming something in their life right now. They're finding a solution, a path, a way forward or it's resolving itself, whatever that difficult situation was, or if it's not resolving itself, you're starting to have solutions to resolve whatever that issue is for you. So that's what I have for today, is we're feeling, I think we're feeling good, and I've got that message, that theme for this weekend overall, in my weekend forecast, that this weekend overall we were feeling good. And I think it's coming from that place of what difficult situations in our lives, starting to find a way forward or a solution to it, that is lifting that burden, helping lift that burden off of us. So I feel, let's see. So for today's cards, I got Justice, or balancing out. This is actually not my Justice card. This is like a balancing, something balancing out. And this is protecting something, defending against something, protecting something. And then the weight of the world. And I feel this is, I just get from these cards that it's that balancing out of a situation. Like I've kind of been saying, that's something that has been a burden to you is starting to resolve itself or balance itself out. So that's what I have for Sunday, which makes sense with, like I said, the overall theme or message that I got that was important. So let's go ahead and move on to Monday, see what we get for our feelings, overall feeling for Monday, our overall mood, so to speak. I'm not feeling it yet. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Looks like Monday there might be something that we'll let me give me a second here. I don't want to say anything yet, because I'm not getting a totally negative feeling off of that. Even though it looks bad, that's not quite what I'm feeling. So let me get the other cards to go with it, and then it'll help me. Okay. So yeah, I didn't think so. That's not what I felt. I didn't feel. So what I feel, this is, okay, the cards we have for Monday is time. And this is almost another kind of a balancing out like time's passing, um, and then this is daydreaming, contemplating about something, daydreaming about it, and this is planting the seeds for something, planting an idea, and again that seems to fit, with the overall theme, because I'm feeling that that maybe a lot of time has passed on a situation, and you're wanting to, you're really thinking on something that you want to get started, and or change that you want to implement, but either now things aren't falling in place quite yet because the timing isn't right, or too much time has you're perceiving too much time has passed to change the situation. And so that's kind of giving this feeling, like I said, not necessarily, it doesn't need to be as frazzled as that card looks, because that's not what I'm really picking up on, as much as maybe just a little bit of stress on how am I going to make this happen, kind of feeling is how can I get this started? How can I make this happen? Because there's something you're wanting to change or resolve. That's what I'm getting for that. Okay, let's go ahead and try and move toward Tuesday. What we're getting for Tuesday. Okay. Cards don't want to come out. I'm not getting, they're being difficult and not, what do we need to know for Tuesday? How are we feeling? Oh, there we go. There it is. Oh yeah, much better on Tuesday. Awesome. Okay. I feel, let's see. So the cards I pulled for Tuesday, I know, and the only reason I show these cards is, and I know that they're silly, is because I figured you probably might get a kick out of seeing what I've drawn, even if it's just to get a good laugh at laughing at my artwork. That's fine. I'm just sharing them with you, so like I said, you can get a kick out of it or whatever, or for you to be able to see the cards and see when you see those cards, what messages come through for you, because it is personal for each individual. So when I share these things and share these cards, you can translate that for you however that feels for you. So what I have for Tuesday is, this is kind of my steadfastness, like something stable that has been produced time. You think of mountains, and mountains have been there for a very long time. It's or if you're climbing a mountain, it's a difficult journey. But it's kind of that a lot of time has passed, but it's something solid, something tangible. And then we have this is my passion card, and overthinking, that we're overthinking. And we did have for Monday a lot of thinking as well. So maybe the thinking that we've done, because we're trying to implement something new in our life, change something in our life, bring about something, or resolve something in our life, we've been doing a lot of thinking about it, and maybe a little bit of overthinking instead of taking action. And that's where I'm getting, this is more an action-oriented card. It's passion, it's desire, it's that wanting to change kind of thing. And And I even got that in as one of my cards that I pulled when I did my tarot, which I keep up here for myself to help with, like I said, I pull cards to help me get the kind of an overall theme to see where it goes. And I kind of see, you know, when I'm pulling my cards, how does that fit with the message that I got before I started all this. Um, so what I feel is that there's that time has passed again. This is what I'm getting is time has passed on this, whatever it is. It's something that's been going on for a while. And that's what I'm feeling from this is it's something in the hourglass yesterday. There's time has passed. Something's been going on for a while. But I think that we have been going back and forth a little bit too much in our head about it and not taking enough action on it. So that's what I feel for Tuesday. So let's go on to Wednesday. And I'm sorry because it looks like, this video is going to be a little bit longer than I anticipated. That intro was quite long, but that's okay. It is what it is because I would rather go in the flow and let these videos be as long as they take to get the message out there, because I feel that there's a reason that it's coming through, because it may help one person. And if it just helps that one person, I don't care, like if it helps someone think of something in a new way, if it helps, someone feel better, get a good laugh. That's literally why I'm doing these. I'm not doing these, to make money. I love doing these videos. They make me feel good because I feel like I'm, like I said, it gives me an opportunity to hopefully help somebody, through the wisdom and insight that I've gained through my life. And as you see, and I completely talk about, me being certain ways in my life and those things I've had to overcome, the thought patterns that I've had, or the experiences I've had, and how I've changed that for myself. And that's what I'm trying to do is the lessons and things that I've learned and over my lifetime, trying to share that so that maybe it helps somebody else get through that for themselves if they're in that same situation. So what I have for the overall feeling or mood for, what day are we on? Are we on Wednesday? I think. Yeah, we're on Wednesday. I'm sorry, I got carried away there. This is the overall feeling for Wednesday. I have that as an indifferent. I'm feeling indifference. Let's see what comes with that. It's almost like a take it or leave it attitude. One thing that's really coming up for me right now, well, and it actually came up this morning as well, so maybe it's important, so I should share it. The lyrics to, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not a huge music person. I really don't listen to a lot of music, so don't fault me when something comes through, because when it comes through, it's usually definitely a message. That's like how my spirit guides really like to talk to me, because I don't listen to a lot of music in my life. So when I get lyrics to a song or something comes through, or I hear certain songs on the radio, if I'm driving in my car, I will pick up on messages in the lyrics of the song, because my spirit guides have learned that's the best way to get my attention, because I don't listen to music enough to, to be indifferent about it. So they know they can talk to me that way. So I'm getting, I keep getting the lyrics to Learn to Fly from the Foo Fighters, that have been coming up all morning, and if they're even coming through right now. So I don't know if that's a song someone's listening to, or if, uh, I know, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure on this because, like I said, I am not a savvy music person, um, that at least the lyrics I'm picking up on, it's about the, like looking for inspiration, looking for something, a way to change a something, you know, make something different. And I think that song actually even talks about time passing, that maybe too much time has passed. I mean, I could be wrong on that, like I said, but that's what I'm picking up, and it seems to almost fit with what the messages that have been coming through, so far for this week. Oh, you're gonna get a kick out of this because this is a card it hasn't came up yet, so you guys haven't got to see it yet. So this is pretty funny. This is my strength card, my Mighty Mouse, my Mighty Mouse. So that is like, this is, like I said, this is my strength, but it's also a card of action. And then this is stability, the pillar of strength, also a representation of strength. So both of these are cards of strength in a way. But stability, maybe taking action towards something that will bring you more stability in your life. And another card of action, an action-oriented card. So it looks like we're transitioning through the week of having something we want to change. Some timing issues around that, whether that be from a lot of time has passed, or the timing isn't quite right in your life right now to enact the change that you're wanting to make yet. And which may require some strength in and you taking action on it. There needs to be some action, whether that be just a small, even the desire to do something is an action, because you're now putting energy and focus onto that solution, whatever it is you're wanting, you're concentrating on. You're putting energy toward that, and when you're putting energy toward something, then that's a form of action. It really is, because as I kind of talked about in the intro, that's bringing about change in your life by what you're thinking and feeling about something. It's putting that into your being. So it's drawing things to you, even though you may not see it. It is making a difference. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's why it's feeling like that feeling of kind of indifference kind of came through, as maybe we're just kind of in a holding pattern a little bit when it comes to Wednesday. We're wanting to take action, ready to take action, starting to take action, but maybe there's a timing issue that's quite not there yet. So it's kind of like the waiting game, so to speak. So let's go to, this is going to be for Thursday. We'll see what that's about. Maybe something's gonna happen on Thursday that's gonna make you feel a little stressed or frazzled. We'll see. That card definitely wanted to come out. No, that doesn't feel right. Okay, there we go. Okay. So for Thursday, we get the owl, the fox, and the dove. All animal cards for Thursday. So I find this as a peaceful resolution that you've come to a strategic, wise decision on how to make something peaceful, to come to a peaceful solution. But I think that it's a little bit stressful trying to challenging. And see, I'm getting this as more of like feeling challenged. That whatever it is that you're thinking about that's on your mind, you're feeling when it comes to Thursday or toward, moving toward the end of the week, of feeling a little frustrated, challenged that you can't take action yet. But you do have the solution. You have the solution, a peaceful, you've found whatever the answer is. You've used your wisdom and you've come up with a solution. And you're just we're still waiting to implement that. And I think that's what's causing this feeling is that, inability to act. That's what I'm getting, is that inability, like it's causing us feeling a little weird. That's what I'm kind of picking up. Okay, Friday, we're almost there. And this video is so long. I really talked a lot on the intro. And sadly, this is actually, like I said, like the third or fourth start. I did quite a bit before, and just different challenges presented themselves. So obviously, it wasn't quite the right message, and we're doing well now. So let's go on. We got Friday, 2 more days. This is for Friday, and that came up again, came back. So maybe we're still sitting in that energy both Thursday and Friday. I really do hope that these videos, that you get something out of them. It really is why I do these videos, is, to, like I said, hopefully you get a good laugh at me and my cards, and maybe pick up some information or look at something in a different way that you haven't, and it helps you out in some way, or gives you a good laugh, or hopefully just, lightens your day a little bit. That's what I hope. I try to make these a little bit lighthearted. But I definitely just tell you whatever I feel, whatever comes through, based on whatever, like I said, the theme, the cards. So it looks like, and this actually could be why we're feeling this way. It is, I've got, this is almost like a regret, heartbroken, some regrets about something. And this is communicating with someone. This is specifically like around like interpersonal communications, like a specific person rather than an event. This is like communicating with a specific person, because I do have cards of like community, and like getting messages, but this is more an actively having a discussion with someone, maybe someone you have some regrets about, maybe that there's been difficult situations around you and another person, that you're coming to those solutions to change, trying to find resolutions and ways to and then I have the last card, is risk taking a chance. Or maybe you're just feeling that this is a risky situation, that you really are taking a chance on, like whatever it is that you are wanting to change, the solution that you have to it might come, you might feel that it's a little bit risky, challenging. Maybe, to make that situation happen for you, you are going to have to step out of your comfort zone to do it. It's not something that's going to come easy to you. It's not what you're used to, because you're doing something differently. You need to do it. You need to take that action, but it's making you feel that it's challenging. That's when I keep getting kind of this feeling of it's risky, challenging, which is why, there's that feeling toward the end of the week, because it is kind of that being uncomfortable. That's what I'm sitting here. Yeah, I can feel that uncomfortableness. I'm uncomfortable with this, because it's something that you're not used to, not accustomed to. And that's okay. That's how we change, we grow. Something doesn't become comfortable for us until we do it and make it a habit. And we know, the general rule of thumb is you have to do something at least 21 times to make something a habit. And so whenever you change something in your life, regardless of what it is, I don't care, even if it's something as simple as starting a diet or going to the gym, until that becomes a routine, until it becomes part of your habit, you're going to resist doing that. That's why diet, it's so hard to stay on diets or to go, like you make these New Year's resolutions to go to the gym and work out every day, and then you do it for a week or so, and then if you get away from it, even sometimes if it's one day, you'll fall back into your old patterns, because it's easier for us to stay in what is comfortable for us, what we know, what has become our patterns and routines and habits. It's easier for us to fall back on those than it is to implement that new change. So it takes a lot of strength and a lot of willpower to change anything in your life. I don't care how simple it is. As simple as wanting to get more fit. If it's not something that is part of who you are, that you do every day, if you tend to be someone like me that sits on their butt a majority of the day, getting up and being active and doing something every day, it takes strength and willpower to change that, because you have to have enough determination to make that happen, because you have to get past the desire to default to what you're used to. And that's why things in our lives are so challenging sometimes, because we want to stay. It's so much easier for us to just default to what we're used to than to put the energy and effort into changing something. It has to be the desire to want that change, to really make it happen. It takes a lot of strength to do that, which is why people, you can't always be hard on people when you see somebody that is struggling and you don't understand, like, especially if it's something, okay, you're a fit person and there's somebody that is challenged with, with being fit, physically fit. And you have to understand that for them, it's not their default or in their programming currently to be that person that's fit. They haven't imprinted that on their being yet, to create that in their life, because it takes a lot of strength to make that change and make that imprint in your life, and make it a habit. And that's why things happen in the world a lot of times, or in our lives, that give us the opportunity to overcome those obstacles. At the time, we think, we don't always realize that things, very traumatic events in our lives, are happening for a reason, and it's usually to make us change, because we keep defaulting to the patterns that we're used to, what we've set as our default compass. And our compass needs to change. We need to change headings. We need to move in a different direction, and we're not doing it. And so life puts something in our path that forces us to change in that way, to want it bad enough, to desire it bad enough to change. And it could be as simple as somebody in your life that you just butt heads with, right or left, you're having all kinds of conflict with, you just can't seem to get through to this person, and you get fed up and you're like, I'm done, I can't do this anymore. And you say, you walk away, that card of 8 cups of walking away. That's us getting that fed up. We're done with this. We're walking away from this. We no longer want to feel this way. We no longer want to experience it. But that's that strength. It's something that has happened in your life that has triggered that need and that desire enough to change the situation for yourself. Because we sometimes won't change that for ourselves without that push that we need to change what's going on in our lives. Because like I said, it's much easier for us to default to what we know, whatever that is, whatever that situation, we want to default to what we always do and what's comfortable for us. And sometimes it's easier just to put up with the crap from that person, because that's what we've always done, than it is to put up a healthy boundary, and say, I'm not going to let this happen this way anymore. I'm done. And that's part of our power that we have as people, is we make those choices. But sometimes it takes something significant happen in our life for us to have enough motivation and desire to make the change that we know deep down in our souls that we do need to make. So now finally get to Saturday, the last day of the week. Look at this. Maybe something that's my money card. That's prosperity, abundance. And this doesn't necessarily, even though it has dollar signs, it can represent, abundance or something, that doesn't have to be financial wealth. That's one thing that people confuse is abundance. There's so many different ways that you can be abundant in your life. It doesn't have to always revolve around financial abundance. It can be as simple as a happy home life. That can be abundant for you. It's what you're grateful for, what brings you peace and happiness. Okay, well, yeah, those 3 won't come out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Saturday. Without further ado, oh my gosh, this has been such a long video, and I hope that you decided to stick with me through this long video. I did not normally try and keep these around a half an hour, 40 minutes. This is a little bit longer. So we have that regret, heartbroken card again, and then this is feeling a little stuck, and it's the habits. That's the Ouroboros, snake eating its tail, going around in circles. What comes around goes around. Those cycles So it's almost, this is actually kind of a difficult, give me just a second. Because I'm trying, I try to feel like not only what that daily message is, but like how that fits in everything else that's come through. Um, and it's what I was just, I think it really pertains to what I was just talking about. It's kind of giving me that in card form, that wanting to default to what we know, like doing things, we want to default to doing things the way we've always done them, that keeps us stuck, and causes us some heartbreak and regret for ourselves, because we want to change, but then if we default back to what we know, doing things the way we usually do them, that causes ourselves pain and heartbreak and regret, because now we haven't followed through on what we need to follow through on. So what I'm getting at, with this feeling card, this mood card, is that if you want to bring about this feeling of abundance, it's going to require getting out of your head, getting unstuck. You have the power and the wisdom and the ability to know how to implement the change. You have the thoughts and ideas in your head of how you want to implement that change, whatever aspect of your life this is for you. It could be, every person's different, but whatever it is that you're trying right now, that you're trying to implement in your life, you got to understand it is going to be difficult. It's going to take time. You have to be patient with yourself. You're going to have ups and downs, and it's not easy to implement something different. It's going to be easier to fall back to old habits. But if you don't do that, if you really be determined about changing whatever it is for you in your life, you're going to see that. You're going to reap those rewards. You're going to see that abundance and prosperity. So stick with it. Persevere. Stick with it. And you'll make it happen. Believe in yourself. That's what I won't ever say that enough. Believe in yourself. Really believe in yourself. Tell yourself you can do anything, and then put the strength and determination into enacting it and making it happen in your life for you. So I hope that you stuck with me for this, because this was way longer than I anticipated. So if you really sat and listened to this for this full hour, I appreciate you greatly, and I am so grateful that you decided to listen to me rattle on for this long. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you really enjoy, listening to me prattle on like this about things, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and the notification button, so that you can, know when I'm posting things. I try to, at least posting twice a week. This weekly forecast, and then a weekend forecast as well. And then occasionally other videos on certain topics that just come up, that I feel that I just want to share insights and perspectives on certain topics, to help maybe give somebody a different perspective than maybe the way they currently view something. And by no means, it's my way. My way is not necessarily the right way. It's just one perspective, one view. It's just my way of viewing things and seeing things. And if that helps you, great. If it doesn't, just leave it and understand it's not for you, because my way isn't going to be everybody's way. It's just, I'm just giving you the wisdom and insight that I've learned over my lifetime, and sharing that with you, and you can take it or leave it. It really is that simple, of take it or leave it. It's for you to decide. you know. So I love you all very, very much from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you have a really, really wonderful day, um, and a wonderful week. And I hope and wish for you the greatest, wonderful blessings in your life that are for the highest good for you and for everyone in the world. So enjoy, love, and light. I love you all. I hope you all have a great week.